Okay, everybody, it is me again, Gregory Mannarino. What an epic day. Absolutely. Actually, it was a record-setting day yet again for the stock market. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, record high closes. Now, let's see. Are you surprised about that? Something tells me not so much. You're also not surprised that Bitcoin is almost 21,000. Yeah, that's the case here. People, look, even today, I'm still hearing from people who refuse to get it. They just don't understand. But that's okay. That's okay. We are going to put this together right here and right now in a nice little package. And we're going to discuss calmly, I hope, what occurred here. Okay, so yes, new records for the stock market. We finished mixed, actually. The Dow finished slightly lower. S&P 500, Nasdaq, new all-time record highs. And I'm here to tell you, again, that we're not done, especially after what Yellowstone, you know who Yellowstone is, right? Fed Chair Powell made some pretty interesting, I guess, to some, not to you, because I told you this would happen before it came out of his mouth. But he did finally admit things. How about this one? CNBC today, they had a guest on. Don't know who this person was, but they got into a discussion talking about the Federal Reserve buying it all. Does that sound familiar to you? And how it seems to be having a negative effect on the dollar. I literally went, duh, 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 duh. You can't make this stuff up. These are the people they have on these shows. Their brains don't function. There's something going on here. They're missing components to make a complete brain. But yeah, they're kind of, they don't understand. The Fed's buying it all, and it seems to be affecting the dollar, which is getting destroyed. As a matter of fact, the dollar finished down today after Yellowstone opened up his pie hole several times. 10-year yield 0.92. Silver put on a really nice gain today. Gold put on a gain. Crude oil put on a gain. It's just lovely. This is the Federal Reserve finishing what they started in 1913. It's incredible. It really is. Now, I want to cover the Fed today. Again, this was Fed Day, and we heard from the Federal Reserve. We heard from its mouth. You see, you have to understand what we're talking about. We're not talking about a human being. We're talking about an it. You understand? Fed Chair Powell may look like a human being, but he's not a human being. He is some other kind of a thing. You understand? That's what they are. They're all things. So, I wrote down a few things I wanted to talk about. So, number one, the Federal Reserve will maintain a zero federal funds rate at least until 2023. At least until 2023. Now, this part cracks me up. It always does. Yellowstone said he will use all of his tools to make sure he keeps propping up whatever he's got to do. Print more cash out of thin air, buy assets with it, and funnel dollars. He admitted this. I'm going to cover this in a minute. Funnel dollars to central banks around the world. Something I've been explaining to you has been going on. No one talks about it. I don't know another person that has explained to you that the Federal Reserve is funneling trillions of dollars, trillions, around the world to central banks. This is their off public balance sheet. You're not allowed to see it. It's above your pay grade. It's above everyone's pay grade, even the President of the United States. Speaking of that, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yellowstone said the Federal Reserve will be extending its dollar swaps with other central banks. That's exactly what it sounds like, okay? So just like I have explained to you since time immemorial. Now, he goes on to say the Federal Reserve will maintain very high, these are his quote, ready? Very high levels of asset purchases and be increasing its holdings of U.S. Treasuries. Lovely. So this was enough. What he said today was enough to push the Nasdaq to an all-time record high, to push the S&P 500 to an all-time record high, and with regard to anti-debt units, you know what these are: physical gold, physical silver, my all-time favorite, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, all the big ones. They are going much, much higher. So I know everyone's gawking at, Bitcoin almost 21,000 right now. The other coins are also doing well. The other cryptocurrencies, whatever you want. Look, whatever you may think these things are, it doesn't matter. They could be, I don't know, make up a word. It seems that people want to hold these things right now because they are anti-debt units. You own them, okay? Not like Yellowstain's dollars that he's funneling around the world, that he's buying assets with. You don't own a single one of them. They're owned by the Federal Reserve, and they're owed back to the Federal Reserve, plus interest that they just magically create out of thin air, just like this. Poof, they will it, and it happens. Run the printer. That's what he's doing. He's in hyperdrive. I think you understand that. So anti-debt units will continue to go higher. JP Morgan is clearly rigging the metals market. We all know that. Everybody knows that. It's no secret, but nothing will happen until it does. Okay? Let them play their game. It makes our life easier moving forward. Silver put on like 3.7% today. It's a pretty big move. The promise of more money, easy money, like you have no idea, is coming down the pike here. Not just from the Fed, what Yellowstein said today, but also from, if Congress manages to get the go-ahead from the Federal Reserve, whammo, stocks are going even higher. Gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, higher, crude oil. Again, we are going to see a moment here where commodities are going to explode. Now, Yellowstein Powell today did explain that inflation is not hitting their targets because our economy is pretty much going nowhere. Imagine, again, what's going to happen when the money velocity kicks up, the rate at which cash moves through our economy or just moves is going to be, again, we already see the crisis of the currency I've been talking about for the longest time. Slightly, I'm getting a phone call from someone I don't know, and who knows who it is. Maybe it's Yellowstein. Is that you? I won't pick it up. I'm not home. Anyway, absolutely. We're going to face a crisis of the currency on an epic scale. The debt bubble is going to burst at one point. Right now, you have to understand what's going on. Jay Powell is doing everything he possibly can to keep the debt bubble inflated, to prevent a credit freeze, to prevent the markets from locking up. Okay, that's really what is going on here. He's going above and beyond. Hey, maybe we should give him a medal. He's going above and beyond to keep the debt bubble inflated and to prevent a credit freeze from occurring. You understand? But all this is going to do at one point is usher in a crisis of the debt, the currency, unlike anything we've ever seen in the history of the world. And then what are they going to do? Again, this is by design. This is not by accident. Okay, nothing is by accident. So crisis of the currency, crisis of the debt, wait for the public reaction. People are going to freak out. And then they're going to offer a solution, which is going to be a dollar alternative, a dollar in a digital form. You understand? But that period of pandemonium is going to be absolutely off the freaking Richter scale. I think you understand that. So look, in summary here, new record highs for the Nasdaq, new record highs for the S&P 500. You're not surprised about that because I told you they were coming. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies taking off. You're not surprised about that because I told you that was coming as well. Everything I've been explaining to you is unfolding right before your eyes. We are in a full-on collapse, an economic meltdown, and the proof is by the Federal Reserve. Let's see, keeping the federal funds rate at zero at least into 2023. He's going to use all his freaky tools, and I mean freaky tools. The Fed is going to extend dollar swaps with other central banks. Okay, lovely. Maintain very high levels of asset purchases. Hello. Increase its holding of treasuries, and CNBC just doesn't understand it. The Fed is buying all the debt. Isn't that dollar negative? Duh! I'll leave you off with that. This guy, this guy right here loves you a lot. Please share the video. I love to hear from you. I will read the comments. What do you have to say? See you in the morning.